Hello everyone and welcome to a video that you know, I like to call Bombshell. So for those who don't know, Mauler is friends with Rags, otherwise known as Dogfucker Supreme. And why do I call him that? Because he's a zoophile. And how do I know that? Well, so there's a bit of a rabbit hole there, ain't it? Rags, before doing the whole Mauler cast bullshit, was a notorious fur fag and, of course, a very famous financial contributor to known zoophile and pedophile Jason Effects. A man who was, as you probably know this by now, guilty of molesting his now wife when she was 15. Yes, this is a real thing, and using the sounds that he created by molesting her as as sound effects for his furry porn animations. This would later be compounded to to porn of actual animals, not just furries, but non-anthropomorphic animals, and later into an actual dog fucking fetish. And if you don't believe it, guess look at who's on his team. Zealot DKD, a famous 3D artist and a well-known open zoophile. He has a Zeta in his identity. In fact, he actually went on to defend it on Kiwi Farms. See, look, Rags has a little bit of a rabbit hole here because these are the people he was regularly hanging out with. Of course, a friend base that also included Cothrix and like all the other Cuck Shack members. Yes, believe it or not, the Cuck Shack, right, was a show by Jason Effects, which you might not know this, but was effectively a pedophile and zoophile like roundabout, right? The only one who hasn't had any allegations towards him so far was Twitchy Animation, and we just don't know. Zausch is a pedophile. Rags is a zoophile. I give you lemons. I shit you not. That's his fucking name. Another pedophile. Like there are so many pedophiles on this show. Two Griff and Cothrix. Man, Ikralu. There's just so many pedophiles who were on this podcast. And when you think about it, a guy who hangs out on a podcast where everyone except for maybe one person who isn't him was a known pedophile, pretty big evidence there. I'm just going to say that. And yes, this is 100% searchable. You can find it online on YouTube. Just search the Cuck Shack and you will find 12 episodes of pedophiles being poorly animated on YouTube. With one of those pedophiles who got custom art for the by the pedos who hosted the show for his time on the show, which he has used plenty of times on his YouTube channel, Rags. And so now Rags is, of course, one of EFAP's members. So, EFAP has a pedophile problem. Maybe it should be stated instead of every frame a pause, it should be every frame a pedophile, you know? But that would be, funny and, actually like a cool thing to say because, calling, Rags a pedophile is fun. And it's even more fun because it's actually true. The guy just hangs out with fucking all these disgusting freaks, and he act me like I'm not supposed to notice these things. Yes, he was openly friends with multiple pedophiles and zoophiles who were already found out years beforehand and were actually ousted from the furry community in the first place for their pedo shit long before they were ousted for their actual political takes. Like I said, Zalch, Cabier, Jason Effects, Cothrix, I Give You Lemons, Rags, Two Griffin, and others. It's a very wonderful time of year, right? When I get to expose like a bunch of pedophiles, and they set it up for 12 episodes, so I guess it's the 12 cucks of pedophilia, right? You know, that's just how it goes. And yes, every single person on that show is indeed a disgusting freak and a pedophile. And I am not mincing my words. Every single one. And that includes, yes, Rags. So I want to know is why does Mauler keep rooming with a known pedophile, and potential known zoophile? I want to know that. Why is Rags allowed on that piece of shit show? Now, I don't really like the show, to be fair, but it's kind of funny that an open zoophile and pedophile is just on his show, just on there, like just allowed on there. Like why is it, like Mahler? Why is it that you have an open pedophile slash zoophile on your show? Why? Why do you have a dog fucker slash kitty diddler on your show? Why do you have a child molesting dog fucking piece of shit on your show? I want to know. Because I know one thing. You keep hiring people like that, it makes you seem a lot less legitimate to me. But that's really the thing. I could have made this video anytime. So why did I make this video? Because I want to challenge him. See, I'm not just challenging Andy Pants. I'm going for the source of this cuckoldry. I'm going to tear it all down one fucking insult at a time. That's all it takes. Because at the end of the day, I'm not left wing. I'm not held by some bullshit moral system of some commie bullshit, to drag me down. I'm gonna annihilate them with the actual fucking conservative values, something these motherfuckers could never withstand. But then again, if I did that, I'd just have to be based as hell. Maybe I'm just not morbidly obese like them. You know? We'll see. I mean, I'm pretty sure, Rags is already planning on his 24-hour live stream where he pretends like me calling him a pedophile, by showing like the evidence of him being a friend of Jason Effects and a well-known notorious pedophile who has an entire show which includes Rags where every guest was a pedophile or zoophile of some sort who of course also made a game while hiring mainly zoophiles and pedophiles on his team. This is all documented on Kiwi Farms, by the way. It's a very, very fun little time there, And yes, that's just a small taste of this takedown. But let's see if Mauler responds with a good response. How shall we? Because as I said, Rags ain't the real target. I'm hunting season now, bitches. And guess what? Unlike Rags, I ain't leaving this fight. I got dogs in this fight, and guess what? I want them to remain unfucked and uncucked. You get that cuck shack piece of shit out of there when we do this debate. Because if he shows up, guess what? I'm gonna call his pedophile fur fag ass out. Dog fucker ass too, right? It's the thing. He's a fur fag, a pedophile, and a dog fucker. Very like much the cringiest thing on the internet. And we're supposed to like see like them as a authority on anything besides who to avoid. Yeah, sorry guy, but your whole group is fucking cancer. And of course, by proxy, that means critical drinker, ass, yes, Actman, Andy Pants, all of them are pieces of shit. And I don't have to pull any punches. because that's what they'll say. That's what they said with everything else around, right? Hey, you have a friend who did something, right? We're gonna cancel you for it. Oh wait, they're not into cancel culture. Well, uh, could have fooled me. But let's see how the cancel brigade goes now that their central host is a group that houses a known pedophile slash zoophile. I want to know how well that gets taken. But you know, if I had any actual morals, I'd actually be just making these videos sooner. I'd have one on Razor Fist as well, or should I say Groomer Fist? Am I right? Right. But that's kind of the thing. A lot of these guys just happen to be pedophiles, and they just sneak behind your back, waiting, breathing down your neck, with a little red pin following them wherever they go. So whenever you see like them on Google Maps, you know exactly what they are. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I want to know why are there so many freaky ass niggas and some 69 gods on this fucking internet that are just prowling? I want to know why we got so many. Time will tell, but from what I'm seeing, a lot of child molesters on this platform. A lot of them started propping up after the apocalypse. You know, like remember when we didn't know who Jeremy pisses his pants and shits himself all the time in front of kids while playing a game meant for 7-year-olds. So you know the fact for a fucking fact that half the people watching that video were under 18. Yeah, he's pissing himself talking about how his wife's cucking him with the pizza man in front of an audience of kids. I don't know about you, but I think he's a fucking disgrace and should be put in prison, thrown with the key thrown away, and then the only cellmate he has is a wood chipper that gets ominously closer and closer and closer to him until it eventually shreds every single particle of him into nothing but a sea of blood and lard. Because that's what a lot of these guys deserve. They're fat fucking pedophile freaks. And I am sorry, but I'm tired of denying it. I mean, we've all seen how they're all canceled from every industry, just like all the pedos from Hollywood were, right? Imagine that. All these fucking child molesting freaks hanging out together. It's almost as if it's like an Epstein Island kind of thing, but on YouTube, right? It's kind of like how earlier we had another one with what is it, that fucking Shadman or something, right? Turns out there's a lot of pedophile cabals in a lot of circles. But you know, that's just me noticing things with my eyeballs in a pattern-seeking brain. One that these people will save a lot that they have, but then when they see blatantly obvious patterns that their own friends are molesting kids, they just suddenly, you forgot to carry the one, Suddenly you forgot to carry the one, right? Nah, we did our math correctly. Leave them kids alone, Rags. Leave them kids alone, Critical Drinker. Leave them kids alone, Quartering. Leave them kids alone, Razor Fist. Come on, guys. Leave them kids alone, Az. Come on. Leave them kids alone, guys. Leave them kids alone. You won't. But, that's just my thoughts, What do I know? I've only been right about 90% of this. It's almost as if I'm paying attention. But, yeah. We'll see. No matter what, things can't get any more boring now, can they? I mean, after all, or for that to happen, I'd have to be a Mauler video. Thankfully, my content isn't that shit.